It's a sports show, not a comedy show, man.
This is a sports show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning. We are live. Welcome to Find Ways to Win with Fitzgerald Stevens. I have two special guests right now, right on the stream right now. Well, the first one, the gentleman in the middle, was my roommate at the University of Alabama, Mr. Jim Zigmont, owner of Zig Computer Consulting up in Trumbull, Connecticut. The second is University of Georgia alumni, Ms. Prince Dinas Amir, owner of the Search for Uru YouTube channel, as well as a prolific author, and as well as a travel consultant. So the subject, what we want to talk today, is who are the contenders for the national championship? Who are the contenders after all the smoke and fire and after all the buzz and the games are being played? Who comes out on top, particularly because it's a college playoff team? We are looking at primarily 4 teams.
Now, Fitzgerald, we talked about that last week, and Alabama ain't one of them. We already discussed that.
Well, we're not necessarily talking about Alabama. We're talking about a matrix of teams.
Alabama's not going to be one of them, Fitzgerald. I'm sorry.
Well, that's your opinion. You know, that's your opinion, and you're welcome to it. So I welcome any great conversation, you know, to substantiate the facts that you're making, or even substantiate the facts that I'm making. So we just really want to relish, you know, who are we thinking that could possibly be the 4 contenders. You know, who based on a body of work that we see, the recruiting class that we see, and having been there before, have the experience to be there before. Therefore, that eliminates the Georgia Bulldogs, because you guys don't understand how to get there. You don't understand what it takes to be there. You recruit well, okay? So we have to look at contenders. You know, as far as what we're seeing around in there with the players. Number one, we cannot doubt the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. Strictly with the body of work, championship pedigree that they put on. We've had over the years of body of work within the last 12 years has been uncontested. Okay, now we also have to look at the Ohio State Buccaneers. Okay,
Buckeyes,
rather. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Tampa Bay Buccaneers down there. Ohio State Buckeyes, great team. I like Ohio State and Michigan with Michigan Badgers, Wisconsin Badgers in this. To me, the Wisconsin Badgers, the OSU. And Oklahoma, to me, they play sort of smash mouth football like along the parameters of the SEC. I really like those teams because of the top style of play. Then we also have to look at some sleepers. The Nifty Lions have been knocking at the door for the last couple of years. Okay, Nifty, they have been knocking at the door, Mr. Zigmont. That's what I'm saying. This is my thing. Now, who are you guys looking at?
Well, I'm not looking at not Ohio State, not Michigan, not Wisconsin, not Penn State. It's going to come out of the SEC. I think Clemson, of course, is always going to be there. Georgia, the only question I got about Georgia is their quarterback today. That's it. If this cat performs the way he's supposed to perform, they're going to beat Auburn, they're going to beat Florida, and they're going to play Bama in the SEC championship game again.
We're going to mop the floor with you guys. We're going to mop. We can play you guys.
Okay. Now see. I threw you a bone, but now you want to come hard. Let's come hard. Get past Auburn first, okay? Then we'll talk. We got tradition and history. And here's the thing. What is Nick Saban's record against his past assistants? Oh, yeah. He's 19-0. Kirby Smart going to go down. They're all going to go down. So listen, here's a blessing. Here's a blessing for Georgia. Maybe it's a curse for Alabama. When we stomp your ass, you'll still get into the playoffs because you'll get beat by a superior team. So that'll give you still a chance to get in. If you beat Auburn, which I think
possible consideration based on strength of talent. After all, you cannot be knocking man who loses to Alabama. At least they hung if they keep it close, especially.
But I'm telling you right now, F, no way Auburn beats Georgia today. There's no way. Not going to happen.
Auburn beats Georgia?
No way.
Okay,
listen,
I have to disagree with you.
You're putting way. I don't like Georgia's Auburn's quarterback. I don't like the way the offense plays, and I don't think they got enough defense to stop Georgia. I really don't.
Okay, Okay, I got 2 Chick-fil-A biscuits on that game saying that they can't stop Georgia.
Oh man, you can put a dozen on there, man. Whatever you want, however much you can lose, put on it. I'll take that bet.
Maybe I need to bet you 2 Chick-fil-A biscuits too.
How about 4? Hell, let's go for 8.
Prince Knight and Samir, what are you saying, man? We're talking about these games. Georgia has Auburn today. Alabama has Texas A&M. Kind of couple other big games going around town. But let
me ask Prince a question real quick, because he's obviously dialed into the Georgia thing. This quarterback that's playing today, that's coming off that injury, what is this guy the real deal?
No. I think Stetson Bennett. There should be no reason why Stetson Bennett doesn't start today. Stetson Bennett was the backup to the quarterback from last year.
Right.
Yeah. So he saved us last week against Arkansas, because we were down at halftime.
That was shocking.
But he came back and filled from quarterback. But he came in, he stepped in, and he brought us back. So I like him. But my thing is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So JT Daniels, he just got cleared, but I don't see him playing.
I was watching game day, and they were talking Daniels was going to get the burn today, which I don't understand how you do that.
No.
When you got a starting quarterback, he's already in sync with the offensive line, his receivers, the running backs. The kid JT Daniels hasn't played yet, and with COVID and no practice and whatnot, I think it'd be silly if they threw that kid in the game.
Yeah, it would be silly. Yeah, let Stetson Bennett go ahead and start the game and run it.
Yeah, I would agree, because Auburn's defense ain't half bad, and I don't know if you want to drop JT Daniels in front of that defense.
No. So like I told you,
Auburn's going to win this game. So you gentlemen, we can agree to disagree.
Oh, sweet Lord, have mercy.
2 out of 3 people on this stream. 2 of you guys are for Georgia. I'm alone for Auburn. I think Auburn's going to pull this monkey out the hat, or pull this rabbit out the hat, or pull this win out the hat.
Shit, I'll tell you what, I'll give you Auburn and 9 points, and you're still going to lose, because I think Georgia wins by at least 10.
Come on,
and that's for 4 Chick-fil-A joints.
That'd be too much. I don't want a game that much weight, and I feel like No. I like you guys' passion. I think you're both wrong on this. I think you guys are voting. I think you guys are voting with your heart as opposed to the fact that.
Wait a minute. Wait, my heart ain't with Georgia. How is my heart with Georgia?
You have betrayed the cause, man. You are Alabama alumni. You sitting up there talking about Georgia.
Okay, so obviously my pick has hurt your heart. That's a difference.
Yes, college roommate. Yes, supposed to run with me. Okay.
But let me ask you a question though. In the ACC, does anybody even give Clemson a run at all? A challenge at all?
Yes.
Notre Dame.
You think Notre Dame's that good this year to challenge them?
Hey, I'm gonna give you another school. North Carolina. Don't sleep on North Carolina.
Let me tell you, they had a squad last year. They should have beat Clemson last year.
Yeah, go ahead and explain that, man. Go ahead and explain that.
North Carolina lost that game last year because they went for 2 points for the win. They could have tied that game and went to overtime, but the coach did the right thing. He went for the win. They didn't get the 2-point conversion. But yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about North Carolina.
Okay, so we have North Carolina, and I think we can't discount Notre Dame for being an ACC mix.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes Notre Dame doesn't ride. Notre Dame sometimes doesn't show up for the big games, man. That's my only problem.
Well, they put a nice little victory together in the playoffs last year against Georgia, I believe.
Who did?
Did I know up in Syracuse, or did I miss that?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Okay, I was wrong. Okay, all right. I got my facts mixed up. I apologize to the once again, your Georgia bias, your anti-Georgia bias showed right there. No. You think I'm anti-Georgia bias? Yeah, I am. But
you are. You are.
Hey, listen, it's not hard for me to be. Georgia does not have the championship pedigree. They don't understand consistent winning. I mean, I would like to say, and to me, as great as they could be, they're great with recruiting. They're great in getting 4, 5 stud athletes and stuff like that. There's something in the mix that they're not able to put it together to bring time home. That I don't understand what it is.
But if you use that logic, then what would you say about Clemson? Before Clemson and Deshaun Watson beat Bama for the championship, well, before they lost to us, then came back and beat us, they had no championship pedigree. None. So you got to win at some point to develop pedigree.
It's still a different mix. I mean, Clemson often doesn't get the consistent top recruits like Georgia has over the years. I mean, that's fact. Georgia consistently has like one of the top 5 recruiting programs in the nation year after year. People want to play for that program, but rather it seem like a Georgia bash. It's not. I just expect as great as they are and the type of caliber they put together, the facilities they have together, they ought to have more to show for it.
Let me tell you something. When they had Mark Richt as a coach, and they played Alabama in the SEC championship game, the coaching blew that game. They had the ball on our 10-yard line, and they blew that game. No timeouts, 15 seconds left, and they threw an out pass, and the guy was nowhere near that out marker, and the clock ran out. So they should have won that game. They should have beat us in the national championship game. I don't know how the hell you shut us out at halftime and you allow us to come back and win. To me, that's coaching. That's coaching.
They should have won that. They should have won that.
Yeah.
But we're not here to antagonize our Georgia listeners and everything. I personally think it's a great team. I just hate to see them underachieve. That's one thing that gets me with them. They just underachieve, and they shouldn't do it. They have all the championship pedigree. Just need to put it together. Now we're looking at another game. With the Crimson Tide playing the Texas Aggies at Texas A&M Aggies at home in Tuscaloosa. I'm taking Alabama. For one thing, the one thing that really concerns me is Jimbo Fisher. He just doesn't seem to put it together. He's doing exactly what he's doing at Florida State. Just an extension stuff. He's just making more money to do it. And the Aggies are a team that they do get the great players coming out of there too. But for some reason, I think it's a coaching.
Girl, didn't Florida State beat you guys in the national championship one year? Am I wrong?
Florida State.
That was in the very first national championship game. Yeah, in the first playoff. Yeah, they did. Yeah. And the sad thing is, no. They didn't beat us. Ohio State beat us. We didn't play against Jameis Winston. We played against who's the cat? Cardell Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. They beat us in the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Now I must make this disclaimer as far as with this. Now, I noticed from wherever I go, pretty much down here in Tampa, and when I was in Alabama, when I stayed in New York, and I talked to many people, the only comeback I see when they talk about Alabama, what we used to lose. We lost in the Civil War back in 1864. we lost. These guys beat you in that. These guys, all this past, what it is, they seem to be pulled back in the past. Looking at the body of work right now, no one has done the body of work in the last 12 years like the University of Alabama has championship pedigree. Even a championship we lost, we still were there, and we consistently go there. Alabama is a team that's always
not 2 years ago. We got an ass kicked 2 years ago by Clemson. I mean, that wasn't in the championship. That wasn't pretty.
We was in the championship, and so hey, so we're looking right there. Is there improvement to do? Yes. It's a wonder we're still as high as we are. An attribute to Nicholas Saban's and his coaching pedigree, because we lose more assistant coaches. We lose more high-grade talent, not only for other programs within college ball, but even the NFL, and the man still seems to be in contention.
But and to that point, I want to ask Prince another question. Did you play 4 years, or did you leave early?
No, I was there 5 years.
Okay. When you lose coordinators like Alabama does,
okay,
you lose offensive coordinator, you lose a defensive coordinator, new guy comes in the following year, 9 times out of 10, they're going to bring their own plan, their own scheme, and what they think they should run. How tough is it to unlearn what you were playing and then you have to learn something new to play in the upcoming year. How tough is that?
It really depends on the system. I know when Todd Grantham, when he took over the D coordinator job at UGA, people had a hard time learning his system. So it really depends on the system and the coach and the system. That's what it really depends on. Because when Lane Kiffin came in, you guys didn't miss a beat when he came in and put it in the system. So,
but see, I think Lane Kiffin, he can, and I think the idea about the system is a good point. Sometimes you do get cats that come in. I know Lane Kiffin came in. He wasn't running the offense like it was before. He wanted high octane, throw the ball downfield, flashy plays, big chunks of yardage, and we had the talent to do that. But if they would have brought in an OC that wanted to play smash mouth football, at that time, I don't know if our offensive line could have handled it. We definitely had the running backs, but you need more like a Mark Ingram, or Trent Richardson, big body dudes, Derrick Henry to do smash mouth. If you don't have the personnel, but you got an ego-driven coordinator, that can make life tough.
True. So you basically have to see what talent you have and how they could fit in adjusting your new system. I think that plays a big role in it. So yeah, but really it depends on the system and the system and your players. But I mean, it's Alabama, you guys. I mean, you guys don't have as much talent as Georgia, but you guys are kind of talented. So
Let me tell you, there's only one piece of talent on Georgia that any Alabama fan would almost give their left nut for, and that's to get Kirby Smart to come back and coach our defense, because that's the man. But all I understand is, how comes Georgia's defense? That's another question I got to ask for you. When you get someone like a Kirby Smart, who was a defensive genius at Alabama, right. Now he's a head coach.
Right.
Does he get to coach the defense as much, or he has to pull away from that to be the head coach?
He's definitely playing a role in that defense. There is no, even though you have a defensive coordinator, trust me,
right?
Kirby Smart is definitely involved in that defensive, in those defensive meetings. Trust me, and the offensive one too.
Really?
He's a head coach.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. It's like Nick Saban. Nick Saban is a corner. He likes to do the safeties in the corners, which lately he's done a shitty job with. But I wouldn't think, like, Nick doesn't get too involved in the offense. I wouldn't think Kirby would get involved in the offense. I thought he was a defensive cat.
Well, I mean, he'll peek his head in, he'll get involved, but trust me, he's the head coach. He's responsible at the end of the day. Well, so the offense isn't performing. It's Kirby that's going to get the blame for it.
It's been my understanding that most great coaches, and I know for a fact that Saban does it, and I like to see Smart start doing that. Most, Saban tends to let his guys operate, but dang it, if he sees they're about to lose that game and that game's going to fall away, he will pull rank on them and take over. Saban can do it on both sides of the ball, unlike anybody I've ever seen. As far as what he could do, as far as what he doesn't get nearly enough credit for his defense's goodness. Not nearly enough. Most are known for that offense, but he will take it. And Jim, you may remember back a couple of years ago, man, and you turned me on to this because you know how big I am on Lane Kiffin as far as offensive coordinator. But you know what? He took that thing from him, man. We saw that we was losing that. He clearly set Lane down, and even in times with Smart, if this thing's not going, if the game is on the line, this thing is has a potential of slipping away. He will pull rank, and I would like to see Smart does that because for one thing that I can say that Georgia with that man they have with Kirby Smart, their defense should be consistently ranked up like in the top 3. I mean, they should be smashed down, rock and roll, shut you down defense, no doubt about it. And he can't say they can't say he doesn't have the guns or he doesn't have the players to execute that. He definitely has the mental fortitude, the play calling. The man has let's see probably about 5 national championship rings on his fingers. So he's been to the games before. He knows what it takes to win. But that defense should be more than product.
But you know what? Never mind that. Why does Gus Malzahn and Kirby Smart hate each other so much? I don't get that. I read an article yesterday.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Are you talking about flat out hate or just a
they do not like each other at all. There was a thing on ESPN.com yesterday, and these two guys don't like each other. And I'm like, what happened? Where did the rivalry go? Like, what did they do to hate each other? Like, not shake hands, or did they try to run up the score? I mean, I don't understand why they don't like each other. I'm curious about that.
Well, Coach Ronnie Garner, who's now the defensive line coach for Auburn, was actually like the recruiting coordinator and defensive line coach at Georgia. And Gus Musholm picked him off.
Okay.
That could play a role. But at the same time, Coach Garner is an Auburn alumni, so that might have something to do with it. I mean, I don't know, but I never knew.
Now he worked with Kirby Smart.
Yeah, and he recruited me. Coach Garner recruited me too, but he was there. He worked. Was he there when Kirby was there? He might have been there Kirby's first year.
Right.
Then he was Auburn. Yeah.
Okay, that begs another thing. Coach Malzahn. Okay, he it's the fact that he's been in contention and beaten Alabama a couple of times is the reason he has the job.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason. I mean, that bullshit win they had against Georgia was the same year they had that bullshit win against Alabama. That's the only reason why Gus Malzahn has a job. And Fitz, you know this. You can go 0-11. But as long as that one win you have comes against Alabama, you got a job.
Yep, that's what it is. Evidently,
simple.
Then, good gentlemen, explain to me why Jimmy Harbaugh hasn't got that message yet.
I don't even know, man.
Understand that you must beat Ohio State. Now, you guys,
I don't know.
He's still being up in there, and Michigan has the money to buy him out. Okay, Michigan.
Okay, but if they buy him out, who are they going to get?
Hey, I was going to ask that same question. Buy him out or replace him with who?
I probably have to go to NFL. Probably have to get
how many NFL cats want to go to college and deal with the recruiting game and all that garbage? Yeah. And they get paid better and treated better. Look, unless you're Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, or coaching in the SEC, you ain't making no money compared to the NFL. So why? I just think Harbaugh is all mouth. He likes to hype people up. He's a hype man. But he doesn't get it done on the field. He ain't beat Ohio State. Even when Urban Meyer left, he can't beat Ohio State, for God's sakes. That's what blows my mind.
Well,
I don't get it.
Well, they're looking at what about Kelly? I know he's signed. He used to coach with the Ducks.
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly. Someone that could.
Chip Kelly's at UCLA. Chip Kelly's at UCLA.
Well, you know what?
He's back in college.
And losing bad.
The college ranks, man, is notorious for coaching good coaches. And generally the coach you want is already gainfully employed with someone. You just got to go ahead and get them. But Michigan, another one. That program brings in a lot of revenue. Michigan, University of Texas, Notre Dame, Georgia, Alabama. Those teams bring in a lot. Ohio State, they bring in a lot of revenue. And so
so to answer your question, F, the day Michigan stops bringing in a lot of revenue is the day they show Jim Harbaugh the door. Period. If they still making money, they got the Harbaugh name. Then and let's not forget, Harbaugh. He was a quarterback in Michigan, so he ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Okay, fine. Mike Schuler used to be the quarterback at Alabama. They showed him the door. As far as you looking at that.
Okay.
And that's
Alabama football wasn't bringing in the money they did like they are now. And Mike Schuler sucked at quarterback, and he sucked as a coach. Come on.
But my point is my point is for years.
Although Prince, before Prince laughs too hard, I'm sure Prince does remember that Mike Schuler quarterback led Alabama team that went into Georgia and beat Georgia. Let's not forget that.
He's about 7 years old. He don't remember that.
I don't remember.
He's about 7 years old. He don't remember that.
I'm old, man. I remember that game.
you and I were like 20 and 21, man. We're 56 and 55 now. That was a long time ago. Princess,
that game was a huge upset because Georgia was ranked. We weren't ranked. We went into Athens and beat them on a last-second touchdown to who's that cat? The receiver. He wore number 1 when we went to school. Oh my God, I forgot his name.
Humphrey?
No, Bobby Humphrey was a running back. I forget his name, but he was wide open in the end zone, and we beat them on a last-second touchdown.
See, that's the thing about it. See, and another thing to give some kudos before I switch over to another subject that I'm trying to what the heck's happening. To give some kudos, see, Alabama does not go out and manhandle Georgia. Georgia can hang with us all day long. I mean, it really comes down who's caught slipping. It really comes down.
We manhandled Georgia one time, which was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, we all black. We had on the all black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that was in Athens, and we weren't supposed to win that game. We were the underdogs.
Yeah, we were ranked number 1.
Yeah, you guys, and we put a hurting on Georgia, which shocked everybody because that was not expected to even win. But I think we won by double digits.
It did shock me. But
man, come on, man.
No, man. I bleed Crimson Tide. Hey, listen. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some Giants tumbling. What the world is going on with the Oklahoma State Sooners? Why does Kansas City have their jersey number? Oklahoma.
Okay, what the hell are you talking about? Oklahoma State? Raiders?
They lost last week again. Okay, and I believe that was Kansas State that beat them for the second year.
That was K-State. Yeah, that was K-State.
Now, that's what I'm saying. What in the world is going on with Oklahoma that, I mean, this is a team that's in contention, they're
not anymore. Not anymore,
they called back into it last year, man.
But listen, it's a shortened season this year. But Prince, when you get a game like that, Oklahoma, I think they were ranked last week, 3rd or 6th or something like that.
Number 3, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so are the players do you guys get that comfortable? I don't want to say cocky, but do you relax that much thinking, all right, we're going to come out, we'll hang 40 on them, our defense will do their job and call it a day? Like, they got caught sleeping.
I don't know what happened. Like, I mean, you really don't. Nobody expect them to lose to Kansas State. I don't know what happened. Well, they played in Manhattan. Did they play in Manhattan that game?
That game was at Oklahoma.
Oh shoot!
It was like a homecoming game, for God's sakes.
Oh wow!
And then you let K-State hang 40 on you.
There's
something wrong with that.
They lost to those guys. Second year in a row.
There's something wrong with that.
Okay. And Lincoln Riley, many people have been talking about him. Not many, but some people have been talking about him, even elevating him to the NFL ranks. He's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's true.
I mean, these young cats. I mean, we won't even start jumping on the topic of the racial inequity in head coaching, but all these young white cats that come up got these flashy offenses. They get to the NFL, they don't do squat. I mean, look at who's a cat over with the Rams? That young guy. They were kissing his ass.
Yeah.
He was the man. What happened? They couldn't score more than 10 points on the Patriots, and they didn't do shit last year. But this guy's supposed to be the coach.
All right, Sean.
Speaking about Oklahoma.
Sean McVay.
It's long overdue. It's switching a little bit. We're talking about fall as ball, most with the emphasis on NCAA. But we have to give kudos to the Eagles organization for finally seeing what the heck are we playing Carson Wentz. We have ran out of excuse of him. Give the rocks to Jalen Hurts. Alabama, Oklahoma quarterback, give the rock to Jalen Hurts. We have ran out of excuse as far as for Carlton Wentz to keep underperforming is what he did. I personally think they should have kept Foles over him. Foles is a baller.
I agree.
I agree. He is a baller. And as evidently what he has set Trubisky down, as far as within Chicago. Jacksonville didn't know how to use him. You know, clearly, obviously, Jacksonville has major problems up in that organization, but they are running out of excuses. You know, as far as with Mr. Wentz, hey, dude, we are paying you a lot of money. You constantly keep underperforming. You always
gets injured. He can't play a 16-game schedule.
Well,
he's always injured.
Like Jerry Glanville said, the great coach for the Atlanta Falcons. NFL stands not for long, and you don't keep getting these things right, man. You have got to put it together. And I think give the rock to Jalen Hurts, University of Alabama, University of Oklahoma quarterback. Give him a chance, to come in there to see what we do, because we are probably about maybe going on the third year removed that the Eagles were Super Bowl champions. To fall out this, the Lurie family is not going to stay put up with type of that kind of.
Yeah, but they're only Super Bowl champions because of Nick Foles.
Right.
Not because of Carson Wentz.
And I said years ago, man, they are making a mistake trading Foles. They are making a mistake. People are saying we're paying Wentz too much money, but Foles performed, man. Foles gets it done, and he's proven the same thing he's doing in Chicago. Let's give it a little bit of time. As far as right there, there's only one Aaron Rodgers out there. Look like Patrick Mahomes is coming up a lot first. It look like the money they're
sitting. Whoa. Did you say Patrick Mahomes is coming up?
Yeah.
Coming up?
He still has improvement to do. Jim, the guy's only 25 years old. He
okay.
Still has improvement to do.
He got a $500 million contract, a Super Bowl ring, a Super Bowl MVP.
He's only 25 years old.
Yo, that cat's not on the, he's not on the, he's not on the come up. He's already there. He's going for like rare air status. Ain't no come up on Patrick Mahomes. Are you kidding me? Right now. And I don't understand how they keep saying Aaron Rodgers. How do you say Aaron Rodgers is the man? He ain't done shit. You got one. You got one. And how long did it take him? And how long has it been?
Said, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
And you know what? And that's an old line. I'm tired of hearing that line. He's done.
All right. We've been switching. Now let's throw a little NFL in right here. Well, what far as we're looking at right around in there. What in the world is going on with the Atlanta Falcons? Why so mediocre when you got an all-pro wide receiver there and the great Julio Jones? Matty Ice is a great game manager. Why can't they put it together? Why the horrific collapse? We've been seeing this for years.
Prince, what position did you play in college?
I play running back in DB.
Okay. Let's go to your DB side. How can a defense, or what's going on in a defense where you got these constant double-digit fourth quarter leads and you lose the game?
Well, I said this after they blew that Super Bowl game. I said the Falcons will never be the same. They'll never be the same.
And they're not. They look like crap last year.
They should have fired the coach last week. He should have been fired after that game.
They didn't fire him?
No.
Oh. Now, they were saying on ESPN, I was watching the other day, that what happens is now you got this mindset, double digits in the fourth quarter. Now your psyche's like, oh, shit, are we going to blow this game again? Which means that the team has basically lost faith in the defensive coordinator's scheme. So why is he still the coach?
That's the million-dollar question. He should. I predicted that the Falcons will not be the same after they blew that game against the Patriots, and I'm right. And I don't understand why he did not get fired last week. He should have been given this pink slip last week.
That reminds me of the Texas Longhorn after Alabama showed up and stomped them in oblivion in the national championship. They've never been the same either. But let's go ahead and go back to the NFL.
Let me get this straight. So you call this channel, what is it? Fall in the ball?
Ball is ball. This is off the
ball is ball. Why don't you just call this channel, no matter what we talk about, is going to come back to Alabama being great channel?
I don't try to hide my biases to an Alabama.
And Prince, let me tell you, don't get me wrong. I love the Tide. People will tell me they see my Bama gear. Oh, you a Bama fan? And I say, no. I'm a Bama alum. That's a different ball game. So I rep Bama. Fitz goes off the deep end.
You're calling me off the deep end?
You off the deep end, son. You off the deep end. No doubt about it.
We gotta get Burkett on it on the next show and stuff like that. Obviously, something doesn't happen. You say she been up and
No.
Okay. Now we're back in the NFL. Let's go ahead and look at Prince Diana Samir's team, the Las Vegas Raiders. Jimmy Gruden.
We're doing okay. I think we're like
Jimmy Gruden. Okay, starts like that. Okay. You guys still, in my opinion, have not recovered from the Khalil Mack trade. I'm not seeing that, but far as the body of work on there, you guys like a little. Now you're in that AFC.
I don't know. I think Carr, he's got the right offense. You got Jacobs from Alabama that's tearing it up. The defense, I was sort of surprised they lost to New England last week, but they look really good against New Orleans. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Okay. Now New Orleans is with Sean Payton down there. They're pretty much always in contention. Of course, when they do lose some hard fought games, they're not. New Orleans is not a team that seem to get blowed out. Drew Brees.
But you know what? To Prince's point about the Falcons in that Super Bowl, I feel like with the Saints, ever since they got robbed with those non-calls, those 2 back-to-back seasons, and let's not forget about that Minnesota game when that receiver when Stephon Diggs took that to the house to end the game. The Saints ain't been the same, man. They ain't been the same.
Speaking about Stephon, he's not losing a beat down with the Buffalo Bills neither. Okay, Buffalo Bills. I predict the Buffalo Bills.
But hold on a second. Go back to that question to Prince about the Raiders. I mean, where do you see, or how do you place the Raiders in the AFC this year?
Let's see here. So they're in the AFC West. We'll finish below. So you have the Broncos. You have of course the Chiefs. You have us. Who else is in the AFC West? We'll finish second after the Chiefs. I think we'll finish number 2 after the Chiefs.
Yeah, but the rivalry between Oakland, or I'm never going to say Las Vegas, between Oakland and the Chiefs is historic. That is never a guaranteed win for Kansas City.
Yeah, but Kansas City has too many. Kansas City has too many weapons, man. I mean, that team is just not fair.
Yeah, but the weapons that they have. Do you think that Kansas City lives and dies by their weapons, or lives and dies by Mahomes?
Oh, Mahomes is one of the weapons.
Mahomes.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but here's the thing: if you take Hill out of the offense,
okay,
do they still win?
You know what's funny? So the back, I'm gonna ask you a question. When the running back they had that got in trouble for hitting that girl, I forgot his name. I think he's playing for the Browns now.
Yeah, they cut him. Yeah,
they cut him. When they cut him, people just swore the Chiefs were going to go downhill.
They didn't miss a beat.
I think as long as Mahomes is healthy, they'll be fine.
That's my point. So they're going to live and die with Mahomes. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, that's any NFL team when they lose their starting quarterback, except for
now the Giants. My Giants suck. So if they lose Daniel Jones, that's an improvement.
Whose idea was it to draft Daniel Jones? And what other quarterback came out that year?
Hey, let me tell you something. The Daniel Jones pick, and I'm sorry, Saquon Barkley, there's been never one freaking Penn State running back that's made it in NFL, number one, except for Curtis Martin. But number two, why you can get a running back now off the waiver wire. Why are you going to waste 2 first-round picks, 2 top 6 picks on Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, when you know good and damn well your offensive line sucks? They could have traded those picks down, caught 2 or 3 picks between the first and second round, and built that offensive line. I don't know who the hell thought a quarterback coming out of Duke is going to be the answer. I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah, I thought that was. I'm like, whose idea was to draft Daniel Jones?
That was nobody ever heard of the cat, and you drafted him.
What quarterbacks came out that year? Other
what's his name for the Jets? Darnold.
Okay.
He got picked after Jones, and I was saying if you're going to pick a quarterback, I would have rather had Darnold.
Okay, from USC, yeah.
Yep, I would have had Darnold and Saquon Barkley as more of a threat than to have freaking Daniel Jones. It just doesn't make any sense. Right. So to answer your question, yeah, we lose Daniel Jones, we can't go from suck to suckier. We can only get better. But I mean, but if you look at New England. New England, Tom Brady goes down.
Right.
He had who's the cat? Oh shit!
I know
who was in Indianapolis? The black guy.
I forgot his name. I know you're talking about.
He went undefeated.
Jacoby
Brissett. He went undefeated. You had Jimmy G as a backup. I think he only lost one game. So New England's system plugs a quarterback in and says, "Do your job and you're good." I think Kansas City could be the same type of team because their offensive weapons, those cats are nasty.
Right.
Kelsey.
Who's can't? I think Aaron, in fact, ex-Georgia quarterback Aaron Murray's his backup.
Aaron Murray. And Aaron Murray was not a bad quarterback.
No.
He just was a victim of being in a tough conference. That's all.
Right. True. Only time he was a bad quarterback.
I like the way you guys. I like the way you guys are hustling and flowing like that. Okay, we're going to look at. I'm taking the Bills to come out the AFC East. In one conference I'm really looking at that I can't really follow, the NFC North.
Yeah, but Fitz, you see the Buffalo Bills splitting with New England or sweeping New England?
No, they're not going to sweep them.
See, I don't know. Cam is looking good, man.
New England is more than Brady. New England is Belichick, man, and so you can't discount it. You know what? And he's turning a quarterback that no one wanted with Cam Newton, and I don't really get that.
And let me tell you, they're one play away from being undefeated because I thought that game against Seattle, that last play, I thought for sure Cam was going to do that jump pass, like fake the run and then jump and throw it to the tight end. I was shocked they had him try to run around the end. I thought they were going to win that game. I think Cam's going to be the comeback player of the year, easily.
Well, we can't argue on that. Okay, so we're let's go down the East Coast. We already talked about New England. We go down and we talked about your Giants. We go over to the West. We talked about the Eagles. Okay, we go down. We have to talk about Washington now. Okay, the Washington Haskins. Okay, he's putting a good body of work. Ohio State's people thought he should have been drafted higher. Okay, he has the rock. What is he doing with it? Then we have to look over to it. Then we have to look over and drive a little bit to the north, and we have the Ravens. As far as what they're doing, they had an interesting contest with Kansas City. Kansas City came and mopped the field with them. Even with their quarterback, who I think has room for improvement too. I know, but as great as he is, he still has room for. We're not seeing that that Ravens defense that we're accustomed to back in the days of Reed and Shrugs and Lewis. We're not seeing that, as far as with that domination. As far as now, we're going to swing over to the East. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know your brother Ryan is a big Pittsburgh Steelers. I like the Steelers behind the Rams, of course. So we Big Ben. We don't know how long he still has, but we don't know if he's game managed, but he's taking a lot of hits. Not
for nothing. I don't know if you noticed it now, but after his games, he's thanking his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ now. So I think he done really found the Lord the way he's talking these days. Well, I just find it very interesting.
Time and battle scars to make that happen. But people don't put this together. Even though Big Ben is a big guy, he has taken hits similar to like Andrew Luck did. I don't know how long he has. He has got pounded over the years. And so let's go back up to the north. Underachieving Cleveland Browns. I don't know if they understand how to really put football together.
Underachieving?
Yep, they're an NFL team. Is it really right to come out of your mouth saying a NFL team sucks when they're NFL players? Think about that. That has to be on coaching.
Okay, so they go and they hire Freddie Kitchens from Alabama. He sucked. Then you got a bomb squad of offensive weapons. Landry, Odell. I mean, Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
They can't do squat. I don't think I never thought Baker Mayfield should have been drafted as high as he did. I didn't think Baker was going to be an NFL quarterback. He's all talk. And like they say now, he got more commercials than he got wins.
Okay, well, we can look like that. You know, he's like a little step above Johnny Football. You know, but he better start performing. You know,
a little bigger. Yeah, okay.
Well, you know what? Far as of the image off the field, you play the game. Cleveland's mistake. Cleveland shot themselves in the foot darn near 17 now 20 years ago when they failed to go after one man. And that whole program would have been a whole lot different. I mean, vastly different. Ozzie Newsome, general manager for the Ravens. He played with the Buccaneers. He played with the Browns. He knew that organization. He is nothing but a flat out winner. Probably one of the best.
That's like the third time you done dropped the Buccaneers in some kind of a slip.
No.
What do you think? You're not drunk with Tom Brady, are you?
I'm slipping in that. I didn't mean to drop the Buccaneers. I just got my thoughts.
No. You said the Buccaneers more than once like that. Are you high on the Buccaneers because of Brady?
Well, I'm a big Brady fan, man. You know that, and I live in Tampa. So you know that. I mean, so yeah, Buccaneers is Bruce Arians expecting some good things out of them. Buccaneers was able to pick up Fournette off of waivers from the Jaguars. Let's see what Arians can turn. And I think we have Shady down here too. Far as with in the backfield is loaded. Bruce wants the ball to be in Mike Evans' hands more, as well as it should be. They got a pretty good line around Brady. That's been his success throughout his career. As far as he's been well protected. Let's see what they can do on defense, but they're not the old Buccaneers of like they were last year, where it showed up there.
Prince, number one team in college football right now. Gun to your head, number one.
Clemson.
Okay. And that's because
quarterback is a beast.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened in that LSU game.
Yeah, well,
he looked ordinary.
LSU lost a lot. They lost a whole lot.
I mean, I would love to try to convince you that Alabama's the best team in the nation, but quarterback.
Let me step back. Hold on. I'm sorry. Ohio State.
Really?
Why?
Clemson, Ohio State right now.
Really? Why Ohio State?
Justin Fields, the weapons they have. I would say Clemson, Ohio State right now.
See, and here's the only reason why I would differ with that opinion. I mean, with Clemson, I would agree because quarterback, that's where it's at. And Clemson's got the number one draft pick this year, no doubt about it. He's a straight stud. He only had one bad game in his career, and that was last year's championship game. That was it. So that says a lot. But to me, with Ohio State, I give the slight edge to Bama only because I think Bama's got a better coach. That's it. They got a better coach.
Yeah, but I don't know. Justin Fields is a beast, man. I mean, when you got somebody under the center like Justin Fields and the quarterback at Clemson, I mean how do you prepare for that?
I think if you game plan, like right now they're saying Alabama's defense, granted, it was only one game, and our defense the last 3 years has really not been true Alabama defense. But they're saying after last week's game that the Alabama defense looks like they're getting back true to form and that Nick Saban's whipping them into shape. I believe that if they put a thumping on Texas A&M today. But up until that,
Georgia, we had the number one defense in the nation.
Yeah, I know. Another reason why they're not going to lose Auburn. But anyway, I digress. But I think coaching has something to do with it, and I think Bama's – I don't know if Clemson – can Clemson's defense shut down Fields?
I think Clemson's offense could outscore Fields.
Could Alabama's offense outscore Fields?
Outside of Najee Harris, who do you guys have on offense?
I mean, we got
you guys got the running back.
we got Devontae Smith,
Okay.
wide receiver. You got Najee Harris. You got which I think Najee Harris is going to be a Heisman Trophy winner this year.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think Alabama's going to get back to what they do, which is run the ball. I mean, again, granted, it was only the first game of the year, but Najee Harris was running off like 7 yards a carry. He was killing them. Mm-hmm. So if he can sustain that through a 10-game SEC schedule, I definitely think he's going to end up winning the Heisman Trophy. And who's the other cat? We got two other wide receivers that lit it up last week that are just fat. We got Waddle. Our special teams. I mean, we made one field goal last week. I celebrated that we were 1 for 1 with field goals because we can't kick field goals to save our freaking lives. Right. But I definitely think our receivers are very fast and would challenge any defense. I like Mac Jones a lot. I know the new kid, Bryce, the blue chip freshman. He looked a little iffy last week, but that was his first game, so I'm not going to really knock the kid too much. But Mac Jones, that pass he threw to Devontae Smith, he dropped a dot right over the guy's shoulder. Perfect pass. I think the only way your top three don't win the national championship is because they're going to have an off day at the wrong time.
Right.
Because those should be your top 3 or 4. Let everybody else fight for that last playoff spot. But I think it's going to be a coin toss. And strength of schedule. I think strength of schedule is going to give Bama the nod. That's the only edge. That's the only edge.
For the viewer audience, go ahead and repeat your top 4 then. Because the 14 playoffs, and then the 14 to dwindle to 2 teams.
I would say Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, and who really cares about number 4?
Well, number 4 cares about number 4. Okay.
I don't care.
Okay. Prince Nine and Samir, your top 4.
Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia with an asterisk if we don't get our quarterback situation.
If they have an asterisk sign, they don't belong in the top 4.
Okay. Here we go. Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, and then you can't.
It's just even hard for you to say the words Alabama, ain't it? It's just even hard. You call me biased, Jim Zigmont. You call me biased. It's hard for the man to even formulate the words. He's trying to think of something.
I'm gonna give Prince a pass for 2 reasons, because that's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life. But I'm gonna give you a pass for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's the first time I really interacted with you, so I'll give you a pass. You young bucks don't know no better, but I'll give you a pass. Number 2, you actually played the game. Me and Fitz, we watched the game. Right. So I'm gonna give you that much. Right. But I'll put Alabama number 4 on your list to help you out if you need some help.
Okay, Alabama. There we go. Alabama.
Okay. My top four is this: Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Okay. Then if I got
number 4,
then if I have to, and then if I have to, the grab before Florida.
Okay, so that means Prince. You're not even banking on Florida this year.
No, it can't be Florida. They're going to get chewed up. Okay, so we go with Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and for the lack of better things, I don't know who would fill that 4th position.
Georgia. You say Georgia.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's why I didn't give it number 4, because I think once again the SEC is going to put 2 teams in the Final 4. Georgia's going to beat on Auburn. Georgia's going to beat Florida, and that's a wrap. That's it right there.
Georgia will not beat up on Auburn. Georgia will not beat up on Auburn. We're going to come in next week and make yourself available, but Georgia will not beat Auburn. I don't know where you keep getting this from, man. They are not going to beat Auburn. You remember what I told you a couple years back about Auburn, Texas A&M? You thought I was smoking something then. They will not.
And I still think you're smoking something today. That was 2 years ago, man. And let me tell you something. A broken clock is right twice a day. So what's the difference?
Right.
Okay. All right, man. All right. I expect more. I expect more of you fars like that. Okay. Well, the game has to be played.
Okay, wait. All right. So bottom line, who wins the national championship?
Alabama.
Prince?
It's gonna be out of Clemson, Ohio State.
You know what? I gotta respect that pick, man, because that Georgia, I didn't hear Georgia anywhere in that pick.
I mean, our quarterback situation is scares me. We have the defense, but it's just our quarterback, man. Oh man, that's scary.
Ohio State don't understand how to get out of the second round. Sometimes even the first round in the playoffs, they don't understand how to get out of it. Okay, no, I can't look at them. They have great season potential. They don't understand the playoff system, how to fight to get out of it. That's why
I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to be a homer and say this is year Alabama's defense gets back on track the way they're supposed to. I'm going to take Alabama. Today's game is going to be important. If they shut down Texas A&M today, just like with Georgia, if Georgia's quarterback situation gets to where it needs to be, if Alabama's defense gets back to where it's supposed to be, then I'm feeling good about Alabama. Prince, just like you probably feel good about Georgia if that QB situation settles quickly.
Yeah, that has me scared. That quarterback situation.
Yeah. And the defense, Alabama, the last year, we ended the freaking season with 3 games, and our defense gave up 40-plus points in each game. That's a lot of points. I don't care who you are, man.
Epic collapse with the Alabama defense. You know,
no doubt.
Even diehard alumni was saying like, "What the heck is going on, man?"
Yeah,
you included. You know, so that was definitely. But it sounds like I'm making a bunch of excuses. I'm not going to say it's up for grabs as far as like that. Now look at give me two teams outside looking in that should at least get honorable mention. I personally think the biggest one that has been passed over year after year as far as that was TCU Horned Frogs. I mean, with the body of work they have been they have got a slight, a great program as far as like that. I still think he's going to be knocking at that door. I still think they're knocking at the door. I've got to factor in a couple of upsets, far as with that. The Oklahoma seems to have Texas's number. Okay, which they don't. I guess as far as in there, but then you guys of mine, who are the 2 teams outside that Final Four bracket? Like I know I can get in if a couple things go my way.
Joe, TCU lost to Iowa State last week.
What's that?
TCU lost to Iowa State last week.
I'm talking about.
And mind you, didn't Iowa State lose to Arkansas State the first game of the year?
Yeah, TCU lost to Iowa State. It ought to be. If anything, I guess Texas Longhorns and I like North Carolina. If they North Carolina's gonna surprise people this year.
I'm gonna throw Miami in that mix. Miami looks good.
Miami too.
So
Miami looks good.
You think Miami's finally found that click to put them back on the road to 80 greatness?
Well, listen, it's no different than Alabama beating up on who the hell we played last week? I forget. Ole Miss. Yeah. We need a couple games. I think Florida State sucks, and Miami just stuck it to them. I think Miami has the potential if they play the next couple games the way they played. Does Miami play Clemson this year?
That's a good question.
That would be a game.
I hope so. That would be a great game. I mean,
does Clemson have North Carolina?
Yeah, I know Clemson has North Carolina.
Okay. Let's talk about another game that you turned me on to, and Prince. I'll ask you talk to you about this. I'll ask you your opinion about this team, Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Let's see what they do this week.
Yeah, I agree.
They can keep it up. Let's see what they do this week.
Okay, 600 yards. That's a lot of offense to do repeat week after week, man.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well,
let's not forget the defense. The defense gave up 30-plus points. So that means can Mississippi State score 40 every week? I don't know.
Okay.
With their old coordinator, it's possible.
Okay.
It is possible.
Yeah. Speaking about old coordinators, Lane Kiffin is back at a Division I football with hold
on a second. Prince, that's a bigger topic. Mike Leach. That dude, I think people are sleeping on him more than Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher came in because of Florida State, but people they're not paying attention to Mike Leach, man. Mike Leach,
right?
He knows how to scheme a game no matter where he went. Right. I really think. Let me tell you, I thought In Connecticut, when UConn football went to the BCS bowl game like 4 or 5 years ago, Mike Leach lost his job. In Connecticut, the boosters wanted to get Mike Leach, but Connecticut got high and mighty and said, "Well, Mike Leach he's trouble. He's this. He's that. He's a winner." And they went nuts in Connecticut when they didn't hire Mike Leach.
Right.
They went and got Skip Holt, some bullshit coach who ain't doing nothing with UConn. But Mike Leach he's the man. He could be the coach of the year in the SEC.
All right. True.
Right. Okay. Of course, I think coach of the year should be Nick Saban. He's been passed over. Hey, man, it's obvious there's a media bias towards Alabama. The only team I'm consistently seeing over my years that people just simply don't like because they're that.
I'll tell you what. Nick Saban is coach of the year if Alabama averages a 14-point win differential or more over every SEC team they play this year.
I like to know why anybody else is not held to the standards of Saban's bars like that. Why does Saban have to do today but phenomenal?
Well, because Saban, he's got blue chip. We got blue chip recruits. We're always in the top 3 recruiting every freaking year. So yeah, you're supposed to win.
Why isn't Georgia and Kirby Smart held to the same standard?
Why aren't they?
Why isn't Dabo Swinney held to the same standard? Why is it that Saban is singled out? You know, that Alabama has to do practically dang near insurmountable work every year after year for him to get coach of the year.
Okay, why did Patrick Mahomes not win MVP last year? Lamar Jackson did.
Obviously, you know that was a travesty of sports writership.
FS, if what you're saying is true, then that means every year Nick Saban is the coach of the year. That means every year LeBron James is the MVP. That means every year Patrick Mahomes is MVP. Well, okay, we'll stop right there.
LeBron James should have been MVP this year. You know, so we're switching right around here. Look,
let's put it this way. The Lakers, fill in the blank. The Lakers ain't shit if blank doesn't play consistently.
LeBron James.
Oh. Anthony Davis is the factor on that team.
Think so?
Really?
He's the X factor.
Anthony Davis that was at New Orleans, that was the factor. That's Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
You know,
the same LeBron James who with the Lakers last year didn't go to the playoffs. There's the missing piece. Bang, he came right in.
Showed up in Miami, championship. The same LeBron James.
Okay.
LeBron James.
Okay. That was you can't even say about Miami. That they were the big 2.5. They weren't the big 3. Chris Bosh ain't one of the big 3. That's the big 2.5. So that's why LeBron James won. No. Anthony Davis, I think, can win with a mediocre LeBron James, but LeBron James cannot win with a mediocre Anthony Davis.
I agree with you on that.
Because Davis, I mean, and right now, neither one of them is mediocre. They're going to blow Miami out to a 4-game sweep.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, good gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys go. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and find ways to win. Saturday is generally what we like to talk about football. All 3 of us are huge football fans. We're graced with Prince Asamir, who actually played football at the University of Georgia.
Big ups to that, man.
Is actually a degree is from the University of Alabama in journalism, and he started out his career as a sports writer. You know, so now he owns Zig Computer Consulting, that has done very, very well. He's been doing that for 20 years. Mainframe and network computers, anything you need as far as computer consulting, definitely contact him. Next time I can post a link when he's here. With Prince Asamir has him by way of Search for Uru, a YouTube channel that he has built up successfully organically to like 85,000 subscribers. And so, but nevertheless, it hasn't taken away our first love of really the game of sports, and regardless of what we do and how we do it and stuff like that. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. It's still the scenes that football is as American as apple pie and and red licorice. It is hanging far as with this and with what the country is going for. We need it. I mean, it's still and the thing about the support that is getting even in the COVID climate is dang near phenomenal, because you know what, you're not putting fans in the stands anywhere, but our various teams are still getting the support.
Yeah, but the love is there. The love is there, man.
The love is there. So we appreciate everyone. Enjoy your Saturdays. I hope your team does well and everything like that. And remember, I don't think there's any program that any teams out there with those athletes to get out there on the field, especially in our collegiate sports. I'd like to say all of them are winners. It comes down to the coaches getting them in a position to exert the best and bring the best of their talents out. Mrs. Egmont, I'll let you go ahead and have words, and Mr. Mir, I'll get you have closing words.
Well, I'm gonna go to Home Depot, get some stuff. I hope we do this the same time next week. And as always, you got to mask up, son.
Okay, everyone, thank you for joining. I'm out. Peace.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.